Yeah, we're good. So, Meryl Streep, thank you so much for joining us here at 35mm.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a bit of an honour. This is a career high for me right now that I'm having.
Oh,
yeah. Let me
gosh.
take my moment and just enjoy what's happening right now.
Oh,
it's incredible.
Thank you.
So welcome to London. How are you finding
Thank
it
you.
so far?
Well, it's disconcerting to see my puss on the every bus. You know,
It's everywhere, isn't it?
it's everywhere.
But good on you though, because I have to say, an astounding movie.
Oh, thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, it is about the Iron Lady, and here in Britain, she's seen as somewhat of a controversial figure, you know, somewhat cold, hence the title.
Yeah.
So when approaching the role, you know, was her reputation something that you were thinking about the whole time?
Well, her reputation and how controversial she was sort of part of what intrigued me about playing her, because I myself was guilty of reducing her to a sort of a dismissible object of scorn, I have to say. When I was younger, I thought, friend of Reagan, weird clothes, conservative, not interested. And yet over the when she was first elected, my friends and I, not having any agreement with her politics, were really excited because she was the first woman to be elected, the head of a government in the West, and also that she stayed there was really amazing. Because you're too young to know, but I remember the days when there were no women in law school, none. I mean, the professions open to us were teacher and nurse, or hooker, I guess. That was always open, always an option. Actress, same thing. But there weren't, it was a very limited vision that people had for women. And that's changed radically. And you can't help but think that the door cracked open a little bit just because she got there. And she doesn't feel she owes it to the feminist movement. Famously, she's disavowed any. And certainly they have no love for her either. But still, each little movement, I know that in my own career, the fact that I'm still standing at 62 and in the business and making movies that people go see globally, which is astonishing. Nobody would have predicted that when I was in my 40s. So it's great.
So obviously thinking of her as that person then that you obviously regarded like that, when you were given the script and you had it in front of you, then were you then prepared to look at the role as, were you looking at a character, Lady Thatcher as a character, or were you actually looking at trying to recreate, an actual living person?
Both, I would say.
Yeah.
Both. I was looking at, because our film really is about 3 days in the life of a very old woman who is frail, mentally afflicted, living in a world where the walls are permeable between the past and the present. And that device opens it up for us to look back at her past, but through her own eyes. I mean, it's not a documentary in any sense of the word. It is maybe our own imagining of what that might have felt like at this point in time to take leave of a very powerful life and all the choices that she made and the cost of those choices.
So the movie.
Excuse me, can I just sit back?
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
brilliant.
Is it all right for the
That's fine.
beginning? Yeah, okay. So the movie itself, even though, like you say, it's not to be seen as a total biopic of her. There are elements of the film that you've recreated and taken it, but then many of Thatcher's, key policies and moments are included in the film. I mean, how do you go about researching for that role?
Well, there is so much footage of her in her most vivid life, the time of her power and of her fall from power. That's documented pretty thoroughly. And I looked at all those things. But the imaginative journey of the older version, you know, she's withdrawn from public life. And so that was inscrutable to me. I had to imagine what that was like. But that's the part that interested me, because it's sort of the part that's about all of us. And because we're all going to confront a reckoning with our choices and our lives, and the things we regret and the things we miss and the things we wish we'd done and wish we hadn't. So that was where we come to in the end of the film, is a sort of a more existential, intimate look at living and dying and going, you know, taking leave.
So,
Robin,
sorry.
if we can have the Oscar question about Meryl winning, and then if we can have the sign-off, that's it.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, rushing through.
That's all right.
So, you know, we're aware, you know, you've been nominated for a Golden Globe as well, so amazing for that. And, you know, with that, there is obviously Oscar buzz and everything. As an Oscar winner, Meryl, what does that feel like when you're there in the ceremony and they call your name?
I have to cast my mind back 30 years to remember what that's like. Honestly, I have, you know, I've lost so many times that's the thing I remember more.
No,
Well,
really?
honestly, yes, I've lost, I think, 14 times, or maybe 13 or 14 times, 15 times. 15 times, I think I've lost. So I have
On the
a
positive side.
lot of speeches that have never been made.
Well, you know, there's
And
an
if I
opportunity
win
for
this
every
time,
moment.
I'll get up and give them all.
And could I just say that if you don't win, Meryl, because I mean, you know, the Iron Lady, she was a bit before my time. I wasn't aware of it, but never mind that fact, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And to be honest, if you don't win, my personal opinion, the world has gone crazy. It has gone crazy. So we're here at Sky, we're definitely rooting for you, and we'll all go nuts if it's not Meryl Streep being called this time round. I'm just going to put that out there. So, you know, if you win, please try and remember this moment.
Okay, Robin, and I remember your name.
Thank you so much
My
for talking to us.
pleasure.
It's been an absolute honour. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
Have a
meet you.
lovely
Thanks
day.
a lot.
Enjoy London.
Thank you. I will. I hope.
Guys. Thank you.